Stony Island Audio.
We're about to talk about the very first time you collaborated with Killer Mike
Mhm.
for an album called R.A.P. Music, which was put together by William Street, which is a component or I don't know how the relationship works business wise, but I know it's like part of Adult Swim. They have like William Street,
Well, really, it was put
right?
together by Jason DeMarco. He still is at Adult Swim,
Yep,
and he does Tsunami. He's the reason why cool music is in Adult Swim.
a
Like,
100%.
he really just went out and was supporting indie, underground music, all sorts of music. He had just had this incredible palette of taste. And me and him became friends. And he would throw me, a couple G's here and there to throw some beats at the shit. And a couple times he saved my ass when I was broke. I mean,
Mm,
after the Def Jux thing folded, and I would had a little bit of a lean year, let's say,
yeah.
or two. And he saved my ass a few times. Like, yo, Jay, can I just throw some beats at you, man? I'll give me a G a beat. Like, he said that. I'll give you a G a beat. I was like, you know what? I am in no position to argue those terms. Like, here. And I just threw shit at him, and he would throw them on, put them on the bumps or whatever. But before that, the reason why he was so cool to me, before that, we had done shit with Def Jux with him. We did the Def Swim compilation with Def Jux. Was the first sort of musical compilation that I think they had done and it was a thing between Adult Swim and Definitive Jux. We had also done. He had arranged for and hooked up the Flyentology video for
Okay.
I'll Sleep in Your Death. He hooked me up with the people who did that, and we became friends. Long story short, Mike ended up doing a project with him. He's like, he also was a huge fan of Mike.
Hmm.
And so he ultimately put us together. He was the one who was like, yo, if you're going to make your America's Most Wanted, you should fuck with this dude. And
That's amazing.
that's how it happened, really. And the reason it's not like some corporate thing. We weren't,
Right.
we were just, he's just a music head. And he had just all these different connections, and he sees music the way that a lot of us see music, which is that it's whatever you like, it all fits in. And it doesn't matter how
Hmm.
different those different things are that you like, it all fits into this world of shit you like. And that, and therefore is all connected. And there's no reason not to put those pieces together if you can, and
Right.
that's the way I always approach music. And I know that Jay was thinking the same way. So he introduced us, suggested that we get together. And this was during a time when I had finally gotten an advance for another record to do Cancer for Cure. So I already started Cancer for Cure when I met Mike.
Hmm. So you link up with Killer Mike. How aware of you were Killer Mike before Jason made the intro?
I was aware of him. That's why I got on the plane.
Aware?
It was interesting because it wasn't up on him until maybe a year or so before we linked up. Like, I just rediscovered him or discovered what he had been doing.
Hmm.
I knew him the way that most people knew him, was just from the Outkast song. I didn't buy his record when it first came out. I kind of flew on it past me. I wasn't paying attention at the time. His first record, the major label one, Monster. But I did start listening to the Pledge of Allegiance shit, because this was like I caught on to Mike it was like blog era, like, nah, right. You know what I mean? And like, I
Okay.
feel like I
Okay.
caught on to Mike because he was dropping shit, and he had that ill picture of him in front of the American flag he had the bandana on, and he just looked ill. So when Jay hit me, he was on my radar. I was like, oh yeah, nah, I know this dude. Like, he's ill. And I was like, okay, I'll go out and do a couple of jams. that was it.
Did you have the sense that Mike had been aware of you before that, or was he learning about you as y'all met?
He was aware, but like aware because he's a hip hop head. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
aware because Company Flow made some noise down south in that era. Like, he knew the name Company Flow. He remembered Company Flow was a thing, and then he like really listened to Cannibal Ox.
Mm,
So he was definitely aware. He wasn't a student of my music or anything, and nor was
right.
I of his.
Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
enough aware to be like, yeah, okay, yeah, that dude's ill. That was really, for both of us, I think. It was interesting. intersect with him, we were really in similar places. And I think it surprised us both as we kind of realized and as we kind of talked more and even over the years as we've looked back on it, it surprised us how sort of perfect it was that we met at that moment. Just as men, we're both exactly the same age, apart from I'm a month older than him. And we had both kind of gone through some transitional shit and come out on the other end pretty determined. And then we're introduced. And it was like all happening kind of parallel and at the same time. And it was this very like instant kind of recognition with each other. Like, and I think it made us like each other really quickly, you know?
Stony Island Audio.